Hey guys, and welcome to Inferno Friday. This is Archon speaking. The last few days I've been running some Act 2 Inferno, and I found this really awesome build that's been working really well in Act 2, and so I just wanted to show you guys what I've been doing that's worked really well for me. So I'll show you the gear I've been using first, but before I do that, I just want to point out that I am using the Force Armor rune and Energy Armor as one of my skills. And as you guys may have noticed recently, they changed it due to an exploit. Now Force Armor can only absorb up to 100% of your health. So it's no longer worth it to run with super low health and just bank off of that 35% maximum damage per hit because it can only absorb 100% of your health. And they said they fixed the tooltip, but they have not yet as of the posting of this video. So I do run with a little bit less health in this build, but not super low like you may have seen some other people on YouTube running with. Right now I have 461 vitality, which has given me about 17,000 health. I was going for between 15 and 20,000. You could probably do it with a little bit more, but there's a few advantages to having low health, and I'll show you what those are. You can see my damage is only just under 13,000, which isn't too great, because I've had to go pretty defensive. My resistances are all sitting around high 400s, low 500s, which gives me just over 60% damage reduction. I'll put Energy Armor on. We can see my armor is up to 5,300, which gives me just under 65% reduction. So some decent damage reduction. But that damage reduction goes a long way thanks to the Force Armor rune as well as some life regen. So you can see on here I've got 914 life per second. If I put on Energy Armor, I have 1224 now thanks to the passive Galvanizing Ward. So that means if I get hit once, it takes about 6,000 of my health away, and that can come back in about 5 seconds. So this gets me back to full health really quickly. So I'm not sitting at low health very long. So as long as I avoid taking several big hits in a row, I can stay alive all the time. And this works really well on multiplayer. I was also doing it with Dreadnought, and it was helping me stay alive because I can just kind of run out, Call of Duty style, wait for the screen to stop turning red, and come back in with full health really quickly, which is nice. I tried life per hit and life per kill, but really, you're just not getting many kills on the Elite and Champion packs, which is really what you're building your build for in Inferno. And the life per hit isn't that great because you spend a lot of time running around as a wizard. So life per second seems to be where it's at. Lifesteal can help too. I have 2.5 for my weapon, which gives me a little boost. So with the life per second, I tick for 600 to 700, and with the extra lifesteal, it can be 800 or 900. So that's pretty much a rundown of the stats I'm using right now. Gear's not that great, it's just what I need. I'll show you the skills I've been using and kind of the build itself. Arcane Orb is my main damage ability, and you'll see I don't have a signature skill right now. So I'm using Tap the Source on Arcane Orb to lower the arcane power cost so I can use it as my main ability. And it still does run down my arcane power pretty quickly, but because I'm running around enough, it's really rare that I run out of arcane power completely. I can kind of cast it once, run a little bit, cast it again, run a little bit. And to help me with that arcane power regeneration, I use the Arcanaut rune in Familiar, and Familiar is also there just to give me a little bit of extra single target damage, but mostly for that Arcanaut. I have Hydra in there, of course. Venom Hydra just does a ton of damage. I have that in pretty much every Inferno build. I have Teleport with Calamity, and I'll get back to Teleport and Mirror Image right after I discuss Illusionist. So the Illusionist passive works awesome in this build because I have such a low amount of health, about 17,000. Whenever you suffer 15% of your life in a single hit, the cooldowns on Mirror Image and Teleport are automatically reset. So because my life is so low, I only have to get hit for like 2,500 damage, and this happens. And that happens all the time in Inferno. So you'll notice Teleport and Mirror Image are coming off of cooldown all the time. So I use the runes in each of them that would be the most useful to use over and over again. As you'll notice, sometimes you can use each of these every couple of seconds, and you're not worried about getting one shot because of force armor on energy armor. So teleport, I used Calamity. It does a low power wave of force upon arriving. So right after you teleport, it'll do a little wave of force, doing 75% weapon damage. It's some nice added damage, but really just works well as a defensive ability to knock people back so they're not crowding you when you teleport there. And I'll use this a lot to interrupt people as well. And then Mirror Image, I have the Mocking Demise rune on there, which makes it so when the mirror image is destroyed, it does 45% weapon damage, which isn't that much, but the real reason I like it is the 15% chance to stun for 2 seconds. So each time you cast Mirror Image, 2 come out, chances are one's going to stun them for 2 seconds, and if you're getting attacked, you can just keep casting that and you can get a lot of stuns off, plus you have your Mirror Images tanking for you, and this is really what allows me to stand back and cast Arcane Orb a lot. And then my last 2 passives, Temporal Flux, just to slow him down for the Arcane Orb, and Galvanizing Ward, like I said before, that's to give some extra life per second mainly, and it's just kind of a bonus that it lasts another 2 minutes. But so far, this build has been working awesome for me. It does some great damage. Arcane Orb is doing a lot more than Blizzard, and because of Tap the Source, I can just be casting that almost constantly. It even does good single target damage, but of course it really shines in the AoE pulls. I'm really taking full advantage of all the skills. This is the build that I've been the most excited about. It made a huge difference compared to the build I was using before to this. I don't know if this is just great for Act 2, or maybe it's just what I needed at this point in the difficulty, but switching to this made a world of difference. I'm not sure how well it would work on Act 1 or Act 3 of Inferno, or with better or not quite so good gear. Like I said, the gear I'm using right now isn't that great. It's mostly stuff that I bought on the auction house for a couple $100,000 and down, as cheap as, you know, 20, 30,000 for some of the pieces of gear. So this works with just basic resistance and armor gear. I have just under 1,000 intelligence, and the only thing that I would change going to Act 1 or Act 3 would be the amount of health. If you're going to be on Act 3, you're going to want a lot more health. Act 1, you don't even need this much health. I was doing it with 10k health on Act 1 and it was working fine. The lower your health is, the more that tick from the life per second is going to help. It's going to fill up your health faster, obviously, if it's lower. And the smaller hits you're going to be taking thanks to force armor. The only thing you have to worry about with lower health, like I said before, is you're not going to absorb as much from force armor because you can only absorb 100% of your health. So it's all just about finding that balance. I might try adding a little bit more vitality on here. It seems like 15 to 20k is kind of the sweet spot. I can still get hit for 30,000, and if I'm at full health, I won't get one shot. And it doesn't seem like much is hitting harder than that in Act 2, at least with the amount of armor and resistances I have on right now. So far it's been doing great. I can still put out a lot of damage even though I have a pretty defensive gear set on. I have a lot of survivability. You can use teleport and mirror image like crazy. Hydra's still in there with Venom doing a lot of damage. And so far I've just had a lot of luck with this build. So maybe you guys have seen a few places I can make improvements. Maybe you guys caught something that I missed. Or maybe you guys have just found some awesome builds yourself. So if you guys have any input, please post it in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments and getting ideas. And I know everyone else likes to participate and get ideas as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope this build can help you guys in Inferno, at least in Act 2. And please keep watching. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for leaving so many comments and all the thumbs up. You guys have been great, and this channel is really coming together. So we will have another video for you, probably in a couple days, but definitely by next week. Keep watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.